So this recording is for construction project 3, which is inscribing a circle inside of a triangle. So an inscribed circle means a circle that's in another shape. In this case, it's a triangle. So just to get an idea of what we're trying to create, a circle inscribed triangle looks like this. So you can see the circle is like completely inside the triangle. There are 3 points that are on the circle and also on the triangle. All of these points are points of tangency, meaning that the sides of the triangle hit the circle at just those points alone. So point M, P, and N are all points of tangency and really the only points that connect the circle to the triangle. So this is what we're trying to create. If you scroll down, at the kind of like first box that we can open, there's instructions on how to do this with pencil and paper. You're welcome to do it that way if you prefer. It does require a few tools, so I'm just going to use the interactive tool because I know everybody has access to that. So click open the instructions for using the interactive tool with the plus sign. And then this should open up for you. This is where we're going to create it. If you scroll down, all of the steps for how to create the circle inscribed inside the triangle are here. I have them copied on the left side as well, just so we don't have to like scroll back and forth. So I'm gonna be working off of this. Just a heads up, I was getting kind of like a pop-up in the lower right corner that was kind of like getting in the way of me working on this. So what I would recommend doing is clicking the move button, which is, yeah, this little pop-up right here. This button up here in the upper left, the first one, and then click somewhere on the triangle and, oh, no, just hold on, I'm gonna refresh that. Okay, so don't click somewhere on the triangle, excuse me, just click on the screen and just move the whole screen like to the upper left so that that little pop-up doesn't really interfere. Okay, so step one says triangle or a triangle, triangle ABC should be on the screen. That says triangle right here. If you don't have it, you just click refresh. And then now's a good time to say, like, once you finish, don't refresh it or click done or anything like that or refresh your screen until you've taken a screenshot of it. So your triangle should look like this. Step one says construct a relatively small circle at point B and find the intersections of circle B and angle B. So part one of step one says choose the circle with center through point tool. That's the fifth tool at the top, the black circle one. Then it says click on point B and then click on side AB so that the radius is relatively small. The point constructed on the circle will appear as point D. So circle with center through point, again, the fifth button up at the top, that black circle. After we click that, we click on point B, which is right here. Then we click somewhere on side AB. You need to click on the side and you need to make the circle relatively small. So I'd say like right there is a good size. If at any point you need to move any of your like letter labeling, you click the move button, the first button at the top, and then click on the letter and just drag it to the side. Okay, so part two of step one is to find the intersection point. So it says choose the intersect tool and then click on point, or sorry, circle B and BC. This will label the intersection point as point E. So the intersect tool is the fourth button at the top. So we click on that and then click on circle B and then click on side BC, which is that bottom part of the triangle. And then point E pops up. Okay, step two. Next, construct circle D and circle E with a radius of BD. So part one says choose the compass tool. That's the sixth button at the top, the red circle one. Choose the compass tool and then click once on point B and twice on point D. So click once on point B and then 2 times on point D. The first time is to set the size of the circle. The second time is to set the center around point D. And then part two of step two says choose the compass tool and then click on point B and then twice on point E. So compass tool again, make sure it's like kind of highlighted or chosen up here. Click once on point B and then twice on point E. So once to set the circle, or sorry, yeah, once and then once to set the circle on point E, and then the second time to set the center around it. So first click is to set the size, and then the second click on point E is to set the center. Okay, for part three of step two, it says choose the intersect tool and then click on circle D and circle E. So intersect tool, fourth one at the top. So click on circle D, which is the one that's centered around D, it's that circle at the top. And then click on circle E, it's that circle on the bottom. And the intersection points, point G and point F, pop up. So it says the 2 points formed by the intersections will appear as points G and F, and then G is going to be the same thing as B. So these are both the same point. Okay, step three, next construct line BF. So choose the line tool and then click on point B and point F. So the line tool is the second one at the top. And then we're going to click on point B, and then we're going to click on point F, and then that's going to give us a line through those 2 points. Step four says next construct a relatively small circle at point C and find the intersections of circle C and angle C. So part one of step four says choose the circle with center through point tool. So that's the 5th one at the top, the black circle. It says click on point C and then click on side AC so that the radius is relatively small. So point C and then side AC, making the radius relatively small. And then that pops up point H right there. Part two of step four says choose the intersect tool and then click on circle C and side BC, and that'll label the intersection point between those 2 parts. So intersect tool is the 4th button at the top. Click on circle C and then click on side BC. Somewhere on side BC that doesn't also have a circle on it, so anywhere where you're just able to click only the blue line. Once I clicked on that, you could see point I popped up right there. Step five, next construct circle H and circle I with a radius of CH. So part one of step five says choose the compass tool. So red circle, 6th button at the top. Click once on point C and click twice on point H. So 1 click on point C, 2 clicks on point H to set the circle. And then part two of step five, choose the compass tool and then click once on point C and then twice on point I. So compass tool is already selected. I'm going to click once on point C and then 2 times on point I to center around I. And then part three of step five says use the intersect tool to find, and then click on the circle H and circle I to find the intersection points. So intersect tool is the 4th one at the top. Circle H is this kind of like far upper right one right there. And then circle I is this one right here, center around point I, so we'll click on those. And then that gave us the 2 intersection points. You can see right here that kind of like overlapped a point that was already there. They are the same point, so it does say like point P and C will be the same. But I don't really want them to overlap because I want to be able to see both of them. So point P and point C are the same point, and then the other intersection point is point Q. So remember, just anytime you need to like move one of the letters, you click the move button at the top, the first the first button, and then you click just directly on the letters. You can drag it around. If for some reason like you accidentally like move something that you don't want to move, just click undo. Okay, so step six, next construct line CQ. So part one, choose a line tool and then click on point C and point Q. So the line tool is the second one at the top. Point C is right here. Point Q is right there. So we'll click on that, create the line through it. Part two, choose the intersect tool and then click on line CQ and line BF. Those are the only 2 like full lines on there. So we'll click those 2 and we'll find this intersection point right here. So line tool, click on that. Point CQ is, or sorry, line CQ is this one. Oh, no, I think I clicked it twice. Hold on. So click the, oh wait, I didn't click the intersect tool. That's why. Sorry. Okay, go back if you just did what I did. Click the intersect tool, not the line tool. Sorry, I've had to redo this video like a bunch of times. I don't want to redo it again. So click the intersect tool, and then click on line CQ, and then click on line BF, which is this one up here. And then the intersection point popped up right here, which is R. So R, I'm just going to drag it so it's not like over the line so I can fully see it, but point R is where the 2 lines intersect. Okay, so step 7. Next, construct circle B with a radius of BR and circle C with a radius of CR, and then find their intersections. So part 1 of step 7, choose the circle with center through point tool. So that's the 5th button at the top, the black circle one. And then it says click on point B and then click on point R. So point B, after we click on the circle with center through point B is all the way down here, so I'm going to click on that. And then point R is right there, so I'm going to click on that. And then keep in mind, like, this circle won't really have a name in a second, but we need to keep this circle in mind for like part 3 of step 7. But part 2 says choose the circle with center through point tool, click on point C, and then click on point R. So same thing, just different center. So we'll click circle with center through point, click on point C, which is this one, on like kind of the far right. And then after we click on point C, we click on point R, which is where the 2 lines intersect. And then if it's like, if you're not sure whether or not like you truly got the intersection point, you can always like zoom in. So you click zoom in and then click around. You can see like those two circles intersected exactly on R. That's what I wanted. If that doesn't happen, if it's like a little bit off, you can click the back button to fix it or to re-go through that step. I think I zoomed out a little bit far. Okay, and if yours is like me and it zooms out kind of in a weird spot, just hit move and then click somewhere not on the picture and just drag that over wherever you need it to. Okay, so part three of step seven, choose the intersect tool and then click on the new circles constructed in this step. These will mark the intersections as S and T, and S is going to be the same as R. So it says the new circles we just constructed. So like this big circle on the left, that was part one of step seven. And then this like kind of medium circle, but still the biggest one on the right is part two of step seven. So those are the ones we're going to click. So we'll click intersect, which is the fourth button at the top, and then click on that massive circle on the left, and then click on that like far right biggest circle there. And then it popped up point T right here, and it popped up point S, which it did tell us it would be the same as point R. I just want to drag it off to the side so I can see both of them. So R and S are the same point. That's this one right here. So it's where the circles are intersecting each other. It just also happens to be where the lines are crossing as well. Okay, so step eight, next construct line ST. So part one is choose the line tool and click on point S and point T. So line tool is the second one at the top. Point S is right here, point T is down here. So I'm gonna click each of those and create a line through them. And then part two says choose the intersect tool and then click on line ST and segment BC. This point will be labeled as U. So intersect tool, fourth one at the top. Line ST is the one that we just created. It's like on mine, it's like kind of not, it's not vertical, but it's like the closest one to being vertical, but it's this one right here. So I'm gonna click on that. And then after that, I have to click on segment BC, which that's the bottom side of the triangle. So it's like this side right here. I just need to make sure I click in an area that only has the blue part, like only the side of the triangle, not one that also has the circle. So I'll click there. And you can see point U popped up. Okay, so step nine, next construct circle S with a radius of SU. So part one of step nine says choose the compass tool, click on point U, and then twice on point S. So compass tool is the sixth one at the top. And then we're supposed to click once on point U and then twice on point S, which U is right here and then S is in the middle. So click once on U and then one, two times on S. And then you can see it popped up like this circle right here in the middle. You don't need to click intersect to do this. I'm just kind of trying to highlight the circle that we just created. And all of a sudden now we have a circle that is inscribed within a triangle. So we're getting close to the end. Now we just kind of want to prove that it's inscribed and get the labels up there. Okay, so step two of, or part two of step nine says choose the intersect tool and then click on circle S. So you actually, I guess, did end up needing to do the same step. So you click intersect, which is the fourth button at the top, and then click on circle S, which is the circle that we just created, the one that's like inscribed inside the triangle. And then we want to click on side AB. So after you click circle S, you click side AB, which is the left side of the triangle. Again, click somewhere where the like blue line is where you can click it clearly. And that popped up point W. Feel free to move it if you need to. So if I want to move it like right here, you can also see there's a V right there. And then for the second part of number two, I guess. So that was just the first part. So where it says step nine, number two, it says choose the intersect tool and click on circle S and side AB. We did that. And then now we're going to click on circle S and choose click side AC. So intersect, and then circle S is that one that's inside the triangle. And then side AC is the right side of the triangle. So you can see Z is there now. So if you need to move it, you can. And then we have, it says this will mark points W and Z. So W, it looks like W and V are either accidentally close or the same point. I lost that somewhere along the way. And then point Z is over here, and then we have point U down here. Okay, so we can move on to step 10. Step 10 says choose the move tool and then click on point A. Move point A, if done correctly, you'll see there are only 3 points, U, W, and Z, that intersect circle R and triangle ABC. So circle R, I guess you can call it circle S as well. Sorry, there's a lot of like kind of copycat points on here. But that's that one inside here, it's this one. And there should be only 3 points. I know like this is kind of a double labeling, so we can ignore that. But this point over here is Z and then U. So there should be 3 main points, U, W, and Z, that intersect the circle and the triangle. And that's what makes the circle inscribed inside the triangle. So to check, we should be able to move the like point A around and see that like the circle continues to only touch the triangle at 3 points. It doesn't like, or I guess another way of saying it is that the circle just completely stays inside the triangle. So to check that, you would click move, which is the top button or the first button at the top, and then click on point A, and then you can drag it around. And I wish there was a way to make that inscribed circle like a different color or maybe thicker, but you can see like the inscribed triangle stays perfectly inside. And those points are just kind of tagging along in the same spot every single time. They're getting a little bit messy. I know that. I'm sorry. Like point Z looks a little crazy right now. But hopefully you're able to just kind of like focus in on this circle while you're moving point A and see how it doesn't change. It stays inscribed the entire time. So like doesn't cross in or out of the triangle. It just stays inside no matter how big or how small the triangle is, even if I like flip it upside down. Okay, so once you get to this point, then you're done. You just need to screenshot it. So to take a screenshot on a Chromebook, you click Control in the lower left, and then you click this button, kind of like above the six. And that should save you a file that you'll be able to upload here. You can also just take a picture of your phone on your phone if you're not sure how to screenshot. But I will say, like, until you get a picture of this, don't refresh this page or like don't close it because it won't auto save. So make sure you at least get like some sort of picture, even if it's just like a blurry one on your phone, so you don't lose all this work. And then you'll be able to upload it on like the file upload page for Construction Project 3.